My child, listen carefully because this moment will not return again in the same way. Archangel Michael has been watching over you with his sword of fire, standing guard while you slept, defending you when no one else even knew you were in danger. But tonight, the truth weighs so heavily upon him that he can no longer keep silent. He saw your future, and the moment he saw it he began to cry. He cried not because you are weak, but because what was revealed to him shook even the heart of a warrior angel. And now, trembling but determined, he says, I finally found the courage to tell you everything. For so long he was not allowed to reveal the full extent of what is coming. For so long, he obeyed God's instruction to hold back. But now God himself has said time is running short, the seals are breaking, and you must hear this message before it vanishes into the unseen. You have 16 seconds to decide before it disappears, 16 seconds to open your heart and receive what heaven has been trying to tell you for years. Michael has been with you longer than you know. He stood near you the night your soul almost gave up. He shielded you when curses were thrown against your name. He pulled you back from the edge when the darkness wanted to swallow you whole. And though he is strong, though he is fierce, though he is the commander of angelic armies, when he looked into your future he could not contain his tears. Do you understand what that means? An angel who has seen countless wars, who has fought against demons and dragons, who has stood before the throne itself, fell to his knees in grief when he saw the path you were walking into. Not because you are doomed, but because the choices placed before you are so critical, so sharp-edged, that one wrong step could alter everything. My child, hear me now. You asked for truth. You begged for revelation. You cried out, God, show me what I cannot see. And so I sent Michael to look into the scrolls of your destiny. He opened the sealed page that carried your name, and what he saw made heaven itself grow silent. Because you are carrying a mission greater than you realize. You thought you were just surviving. You thought your pain was random. You thought the betrayals, the delays, the heartbreak, the rejections were signs you had been forgotten. But you were never forgotten. You were hidden. Hidden because of the danger of your calling. Hidden because of the weight of what is written about you. Hidden because the wrong eyes were not allowed to see the true anointing you carry. Michael says, I saw a woman's shadow standing near your future. She smiled, but her smile was deceit. She dressed herself in light, but it was borrowed. She pretended loyalty, but her heart was poison. And he cried because he recognized how close she stood to you, how carefully she disguised her true intention, how deeply she wanted to interrupt your path. He cried because he knew you loved her, trusted her, leaned on her at moments when she was secretly cutting holes in your foundation. And God has now commanded, finally, this woman is being exposed. Finally, the veil is tearing. Finally, her hands cannot hide what she has done. You must open your eyes. You must see clearly. The decision you make in this moment determines whether she will keep her grip or whether she will fall away. You have 16 seconds. 16 heartbeats. 16 blinks of your eyes. Then the message shifts, and the chance to act dissolves. Michael says, I saw not just her, but others surrounding your life who smile with their mouths and curse with their hearts. They watch your steps with envy. They pray for your failure in secret. They speak your name in circles of gossip, pretending concern, but their concern is rooted in competition. And yet, despite all of this, you continue to shine. That's what terrified them. That's why they worked harder. That's why they tried to block doors, to sabotage opportunities, to twist the narrative. And Michael wept because he saw how much pain you would endure before you recognized the truth. But now God says no more. Now the curtain is lifted. Now your ears will hear what was whispered behind closed doors. Now your eyes will see what was covered in shadows. Do you feel the urgency in your chest? That racing of your heart? That trembling in your hands? That is not fear. That is divine confirmation. That is your spirit recognizing that heaven is speaking directly to you. The enemy wants you to dismiss it, to say, this is just my imagination, but deep down you know better. Deep down you know you have been sensing this. You have felt something was off. You have felt the tension. You have seen small glimpses but could not put the pieces together. Now the puzzle is forming. Now the truth is unfolding. Michael says, you cannot ignore this anymore. You cannot play blind when your destiny is calling. You cannot keep silent when heaven is shouting your name. The 16 seconds are not about fear. They are about urgency. They are about the window of grace that has been opened for you right now. God says, I am stepping in before the enemy seals the deal. I am stepping in before the trap snaps shut. I am stepping in because you cried out, and I will not let your cry go unanswered. Michael begged to reveal this to you earlier. He stood before the throne and said, please, Father, let me tell them. And God said, not yet. They are not ready. The timing is not right. But now the hour has struck. Now the alarms are ringing in the spirit. Now there is no more delay. Your future is radiant, but it is contested. Your blessings are immense, but they are fought over. Michael says he saw two paths open before you. One path was filled with chains, heartbreak, missed timing, constant sabotage by those pretending to love you. The other path was filled with abundance, restoration, joy, clarity, divine power. Both paths stretched from this moment. Both are tied to what you choose. That is why he cried. That is why he shook. That is why even the mighty Archangel trembled, because he saw how close the deception came to locking you into the wrong path. And yet he also saw how near your breakthrough was if you would only see, only believe, only obey. My child, you think you have time. You think you can wait until tomorrow. But heaven is saying, no, the window is now. 16 seconds. Do you understand? Every delay, every hesitation gives the enemy more ground. But if you choose now, if you declare, yes, Lord, I accept your truth, I receive your warning, I will not walk in blindness any longer, then the chains break instantly. Then the false woman is removed. Then the enemies reveal themselves. Then the blessings locked away for years are released. Michael says, I saw warehouses in heaven filled with your blessings, stacked high, untouched, waiting. And I wept because I saw how long they had been sitting there while you fought battles you never should have fought. But I also saw the angels preparing to release them. They stood with packages of favor, of finances, of healing, of restoration, waiting for the command. That command is released when you choose truth. That command is shouted when you say yes. That command breaks open the gates when you decide to step into light fully. God says, I held Michael back because I wanted you to grow strong. I wanted you to develop discernment. I wanted you to learn to lean on my voice, not just the voice of angels. But now I allow this message because you have cried long enough. You have struggled long enough. You have been deceived long enough. I am your Father, and I will not let you be destroyed. I will not let the future I designed for you be stolen. And so Michael, with trembling hands and tear-stained face, says, I could not hold back any longer. I love you too much to stay silent. I swore to protect you. And so even though God tried to stop me from sending this earlier, He has now allowed it, because the urgency is too great. You have 16 seconds to decide before it vanishes. The choice is yours. Will you open your eyes fully? Will you let go of the false alliances? Will you say yes to heaven's plan, even if it costs you people you thought you needed? Or will you ignore this, close the page, walk away, and let the window close? Michael saw both endings. He cried because one was filled with unnecessary pain. But he also smiled through his tears because the other was filled with glory you cannot even imagine. Which will it be? 16 seconds. 16 breaths. 16 chances to whisper back, yes, Lord. I hear you. I see. I choose truth. I choose destiny. I choose to walk with you. The angels are waiting. The scroll is open. The time is now. God says this is not a coincidence that you are here right now reading these words. Nothing about this message is random. Heaven has shifted itself to bring this to your eyes in this exact moment. Archangel Michael has been standing, sword trembling in his hand, wings stretched wide, with tears in his eyes. He saw something about your future that broke him in a way nothing else ever has. Angels are not supposed to weep like this, but Michael has been crying ever since the vision of your path was opened before him. He tried to hold it back. He tried to keep it hidden because he knew that God Himself said the timing of this truth was dangerous. And yet Michael said, "I finally found the courage to tell you everything," because he could no longer watch you walk blind into what was set before you. He said, "If I stay silent, this soul will be broken in a way they may not recover. If I speak, maybe they can shift it." That is why this message exists. But there is something you must understand right now. Heaven rarely gives such a warning with such urgency. You have only seconds, 16 seconds in the spiritual clock, to make your decision about what you will do with this knowledge. That is why you feel this pressure in your chest, this strange awareness in your spirit. It is because the veil has been pulled back for you. Michael is speaking. God is allowing you to hear it. But the window will not remain open forever. If you ignore this, it vanishes. Not because God does not love you, but because some doors in the realm of spirit only open once. Some choices are final. Michael saw your future. He saw the exact moment where your destiny was being rewritten. He saw betrayal that was never meant to touch you. He saw faces you thought were safe, but behind them lay hidden plans. He saw a woman standing at the gate of your promise, pretending to hold keys for you but secretly locking the door. He saw how you kept trusting, how you kept forgiving, how you kept hoping. And it broke him. Because he saw the weight of it crushing you, making you question yourself, making you wonder if you were cursed. He said, "I could not hold back anymore. I had to speak. I had to cry out. I had to tell them what I saw." Do you feel how urgent this is? God did not want this message released yet. God wanted to protect you from the heaviness of it until you were stronger. But Archangel Michael begged, and finally heaven said, "Then speak if you must." And so he speaks. He tells you now what he saw. You have been surrounded by hidden sabotage. You have been placed in battles you did not know you were fighting. You have carried wounds you thought were random, but they were planted by design. He says that your future is bright, too bright, so bright that it has drawn enemies who should have never known your name. People who should have celebrated you instead became jealous of you. People who should have lifted you instead tried to tie weights to your feet. Michael saw this, and his tears were not just of sorrow, they were of urgency. He saw two paths. On one path, you ignored the signs, and you walked forward as if nothing was happening, and you lost years of your life repeating the same cycles, never reaching the fullness of your destiny. On the other path, you awakened, you chose differently, you listened to the urgent cry from heaven, and everything shifted. The enemies who thought they had trapped you were exposed. The woman hiding behind her false light was brought into the open. The chains fell. And your life became everything you secretly dreamed it could be. Michael saw both. And he cried because he knew that the choice rested with you. That is why he says, you have 16 seconds to decide before this vanishes. God has not abandoned you. Even though he tried to stop this message from being released, it was never because he wanted you blind. It was because he wanted to shield you from despair. God knew that when you hear this, your heart would tremble. But he also knows you are ready now. Ready to hear. Ready to see. Ready to choose. Heaven will not force you. Michael cannot drag you. The angels cannot make your mouth speak the yes. You must decide. And the countdown has already begun. Listen carefully. Michael saw not just your enemies. He saw your destiny. He saw the greatness etched into your name. He saw wealth flowing into your hands, not just money but inheritance, land, influence, authority. He saw your family line healed because of your obedience. He saw generations changed because you finally said yes. He saw miracles attached to your calling, miracles that people will talk about long after you are gone. He saw you standing as a leader, a healer, a bringer of light. But he also saw the trap set in your path. He saw the woman God is finally exposing. She smiled at you but poisoned the air behind your back. She offered you her hand while digging a pit for you to fall into. He saw her count coins of betrayal, money she was paid to speak against you, to stop you, to make others believe lies about you. He saw her writing your name in the shadows, cursing you while pretending to bless you. And Michael cried because he said, they have no idea who is against them. They think she is for them, but she is not. And if they do not know, they will walk blind into her trap. God says the moment of exposure has come. Finally, the curtain is being ripped away. Finally, the truth is being forced into the light. No more delay. No more hiddenness. This is why you are reading this now. You thought it was chance. But heaven says, no, child. This is destiny. This is your warning. This is your wake-up. Because once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you know, you cannot unknow. Once you hear, you cannot unhear. That is why you only have seconds to decide. Will you believe? Will you act? Will you allow yourself to see what heaven is showing you? Michael's sword is drawn. He has already started cutting cords. Do you feel things falling off you? Do you feel the heaviness trying to break? That is Him. Fighting for you. Fighting beside you. He says, I cannot watch them suffer one more day in silence. I cannot hold back what I know. That is why this message is alive. It is not words on a page. It is spirit. It is fire. It is the cry of heaven over your life. You are more powerful than you realize. That is why they targeted you. You are more anointed than you knew. That is why the attacks have been so fierce. You thought you were forgotten. You thought you were weak. But that was a lie whispered to you. Heaven never forgot you. Michael never left you. God never abandoned you. Every tear was seen. Every heartbreak was recorded. And now comes the moment of reversal. The woman who plotted against you will be exposed. The doors that slammed in your face will reopen. The chains on your finances, your relationships, your health will begin to break. But only if you choose now. 16 seconds. That is all you have in this moment. The divine clock ticks differently than the human one. In heaven's eyes, 16 seconds is a window. A thin opening between worlds. And once it closes, the message vanishes. That is why your spirit feels this urgency. That is why your chest feels heavy. That is why your heart is racing. Because this is not just words, it is a divine alarm. And it is ringing for you. Michael says, I am crying not because they are weak, but because they are strong. I am crying not because they are cursed, but because they are chosen. I am crying not because they are alone, but because they are so deeply loved. And I will not let them go without fighting for them. God allowed this message to reach you. God allowed Michael to break the silence. God allowed this exposure to come now. And God says, choose. Choose life. Choose faith. Choose obedience. Choose to believe that I am still God and I am still with you. The future Michael saw is not final. You can change it. You can shift it. You can walk into the promise instead of the pit. But you must decide. Now. The window is closing. 16 seconds are almost gone. Finally, God is exposing this woman. Finally, the lies are being revealed. Finally, your eyes are being opened. Do not ignore it. Do not delay. Do not let fear silence you. Speak your yes. Take your step. Claim your freedom. And watch how heaven moves for you. The angels are waiting. Michael is crying. God is watching. The moment is here. 16 seconds. Decide. God says, my child, you must listen carefully to what is being written here, because this message is unlike any other that has ever been sent to you. You may feel chills in your body, you may feel your heart pounding, because it is not simply words you are reading, it is a transmission, a direct flow from heaven itself. This is not a letter, this is a decree. This is not an idea, this is a spiritual emergency. I am the Lord your God, and I am telling you right now that Archangel Michael saw your future and he has been crying ever since. He has been weeping in the heavens, and the sound of his tears shook the gates of eternity. He rarely weeps, he rarely allows himself to feel this broken, but the moment he looked into the book of your future, the moment he saw what was written about you, he collapsed before me and begged to intervene. For days, he asked for permission to speak. For nights, he fell before my throne asking to deliver a message that was too heavy for even the angels to carry. I said no at first. I told him the time was not yet. I told him to hold his sword, to guard your path silently. But he would not stop. He loves you too deeply. He protects you too fiercely. Finally, he found the courage to tell you everything. And though I warned him that the human heart may not be ready for the weight of this revelation, still, he pushed through. And now, you are reading what heaven has long held back. Archangel Michael says, I finally found the courage to tell you everything, even though God tried to stop me from sending this. I could not keep it inside anymore. Your destiny is too fragile. Your time is too precious. You have 16 seconds to decide before it vanishes. 16 seconds. Not 16 days. Not 16 years. 16 seconds of eternal time, which are now collapsing into this moment. That is why your spirit feels heavy as you read. That is why the words feel alive. Heaven is bending reality to reach you. You are standing on the edge of two timelines. One is the future you were meant to have, prosperous, abundant, filled with joy, filled with divine justice, filled with the victory of every tear you cried being answered with glory. The other is the future that the enemy, through the woman who deceived you, has been trying to write, a future of delay, confusion, deception, entrapment, sorrow. When Michael saw the second path, his body trembled. He cried because he knew you would be given a choice. He cried because he feared you would not hear him. He cried because he saw how close you were to surrendering everything you were promised because of exhaustion, because of betrayal, because of lies. He saw you almost giving up. That vision shattered him. He begged me. God says, listen to me now, because this moment was not placed before you by accident, and Archangel Michael has pressed with trembling hands to bring this message into your sight. Heaven itself has been weeping, because Michael, your guardian of light, saw the vision of your future and could not hold back his tears. He has stood faithfully by you from the moment you breathed your first breath, and though angels are bound by obedience, he begged and cried and wrestled for permission to speak this truth. God in His mercy allowed him to break the silence, and so now you hold in your heart a message that has only seconds left before it dissolves into the eternal air. 16 seconds, child, that is what heaven has whispered to you, because time is urgent and the moment is divine. Michael has seen what lies ahead. He has seen the pain you were never meant to endure and the blessing you are still destined to hold. He has watched the shadowed trap set by those who envy your light, and he has seen the breathtaking beauty of the miracle waiting just one step beyond your current sorrow. It broke him to witness it all, because angels do not easily weep, but Michael wept. He cried as if his very wings shook, for he could not bear the thought of you being unaware of what stands so near. He said, I finally found the courage to tell you everything, even though heaven itself hesitated to release this word, because once you know, you cannot unknow. Once this truth is breathed into your soul, it will ignite a fire that changes the entire trajectory of your life. You are not ordinary. You have never been ordinary. That is why the warfare against you has felt relentless, why people you loved most have turned their backs, why paths you thought would lead to joy ended in pain. The enemy saw your crown long before you saw it yourself. The enemy tried to bury you beneath false accusations, heartbreak, rejection, loneliness, despair. But what the enemy forgot is that you are sealed. You are covered. You are chosen. Michael has been fighting night after night, sword flashing, to keep you alive, to keep your spirit intact, to keep your heart from shattering beyond repair. He has not left your side for even 1 second. God says you have feared the future, because the unknown feels dark, but He holds the scroll of your days in His hand, and He has not written an ending of destruction. The ending He authored is one of restoration, elevation, and blessing so great it will silence every lie spoken against you. You are safe. You are carried. Nothing will go wrong with you, not when you rest in the presence of your Father. I know your nights have been sleepless. I know your tears have soaked the pillow. I know your thoughts have circled the same wounds again and again, but hear this, you are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not too late. Archangel Michael says, you have 16 seconds to decide, because the urgency is not about fear but about awakening. Heaven is not measuring your time in literal seconds, but in the weight of divine opportunity. It is a moment where you must decide, will you step into trust, or will you keep clutching the fear that has chained you? Will you believe that the God who formed the galaxies is able to rebuild your broken pieces? Will you dare to let go of what you cannot control? Will you open your heart so wide that miracles find a home inside it? This is the decision. To stay in fear or to leap into faith. Michael cried because he saw how close you are to stepping into your divine inheritance, and yet how the heaviness of doubt has tried to push you back. He saw your blessings lined up, ready to pour into your hands, but he also saw the enemy's last desperate attempt to distract you. Do not fall for it. Do not believe the lies. Your destiny is not cancellation, it is completion. Your future is not destruction, it is divine alignment. And the tears of Michael are not just sorrow, they are intercession. Every tear he shed for you was a prayer, every cry was a plea to the throne of God to have mercy, to keep fighting for you, to surround you with protection until you finally rise into who you are meant to be. God says, "My child, I am with you." Those words alone carry the weight of eternity. If God is with you, then no force in the universe can be against you. You are safe, even in chaos. You are loved, even in rejection. You are chosen, even in imperfection. The presence of God around you is thicker than the fear within you. His love will not allow you to fall. His hand will not release you. His mercy will not let you drown. Michael urges you now to trust. Pray as you have never prayed before. Pour out your heart, raw and unedited, because heaven already knows the words before they form on your tongue. Do not hold back. Speak, cry, whisper. Your voice is being recorded in the chambers of heaven, and your words today will open doors tomorrow. God hears. He has always heard. He is already sending answers, already releasing breakthroughs, already assigning people who will bless you without reason other than divine command. You have felt delay, but delay is not denial. The blessing was being shaped in secret, and now it approaches with unstoppable force. You will recover what was stolen. You will laugh where you once wept. You will rise where you once fell. You will be honored where you were humiliated. Michael has seen it, and though it made him cry to witness the battle, he also saw the victory. The vision broke him only because he felt your pain before your joy, but the joy will eclipse the pain so fully that you will look back and say, "It had to happen this way, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen God this clearly." So, beloved child, decide now. 16 seconds, that's what heaven gave as the measure of your awakening. Choose to believe. Choose to trust. Choose to let go of what was killing your spirit. Choose to embrace what God has whispered into your heart. You are not weak, you are stronger than you know, because heaven itself fights for you. You are not unloved, you are cherished beyond measure. You are not lost, you are guided by a hand that never misses a step. The future Michael saw was not your destruction, but your elevation. It broke him only because you cannot see it yet, and he wept for the pain you are carrying in this present moment. But the pain is temporary. The blessing is eternal. And today, you are being given a divine moment to step into the fullness of who you are. Pray. Trust. Believe. Heaven has not abandoned you. You are safe. You are loved. You are chosen. You are God's. God says, listen carefully now, because this moment carries weight that eternity itself recognizes. Heaven is opening its voice to you, and Archangel Michael himself has been trembling as he delivers this message. He saw what lies ahead of you, and even though angels are not made to cry, his tears have been falling because the truth is so urgent and so heavy. He whispered, I finally found the courage to tell you everything. And even though the Father tried to hold back the flood until you were ready, until you could bear it, Michael insisted, because you cannot wait anymore. You have 16 seconds in heaven's timing to decide whether you will lean into this message or walk away, because once it vanishes, you may not get this same chance again. Do not take this lightly. This is not another ordinary word. This is divine intervention in your life right now. The heavens trembled when you were born. The earth shifted. You were not created by accident. You are not a mistake. You are a divine assignment wrapped in human skin. The enemy knew from the beginning that you carried light powerful enough to shatter generational curses, to break chains that ran in your family line, to ignite fires that darkness could not quench. That's why you've faced battles that others never could survive. That's why you've walked through seasons that seemed designed to destroy you. But God says you are still here. You survived what was supposed to bury you. And now the revelation must come forth. Archangel Michael saw your future. Not the watered-down version you sometimes imagine, but the radiant, overflowing reality of what God wrote about you in His book before time began. He saw doors opening that you thought were locked forever. He saw blessings falling so fast that your hands could not hold them all. He saw enemies silenced in shame while you rose in glory. He saw people who once mocked you come back and honor you. He saw you standing in your divine purpose, healed from wounds that once made you bleed in secret. He saw you laughing again, truly laughing, not pretending to smile but filled with joy that cannot be stolen. And He wept, because even in His angelic power, He could feel the weight of your destiny colliding with the fragile moments of your humanity. Michael said, God, let me tell them. Let me speak now. They cannot wait another day. And though God hesitated, because sometimes He holds back to protect us from what we aren't ready to carry, He allowed this moment to slip into your life. That is why you are reading these words right now. It is not coincidence. It is not chance. It is heaven-breaking protocol for your sake. You only have seconds in this moment to respond, not because God wants to pressure you, but because heaven moves in windows of opportunity. And this window is open right now. 16 seconds in eternity's time is not like human minutes. It means urgency, it means decision, it means alignment. It means God is saying, I am here, I am waiting, but you must step in now. Do not fear. God says nothing will harm you in this process. You are covered. You are protected. The angels surround you like fire on every side. You are safe, even if you feel exposed. You are loved, even if you feel forgotten. You are chosen, even if others rejected you. Heaven's eyes are on you, and this message is the proof. Archangel Michael has been by your side through nights you thought you were alone. He stood guard when you could not sleep, when the heaviness pressed down and made your chest ache. He fought unseen battles that would have destroyed your mind. He blocked darts of despair that tried to end your story early. And now, he is standing closer than ever, speaking through these words: do not give up. Do not delay. Do not think you are unworthy. You are more precious than you know. God says you need to trust Him right now. You've tried to control everything on your own, and it exhausted you. You tried to carry burdens that weren't yours to carry. But this season is not about striving, it is about surrender. This is the moment to open your hands and say, Lord, I release it all to you. That simple prayer, even whispered, will shift the entire atmosphere around you. The future Michael saw is glorious, but it requires your faith. Faith that steps even when you don't see the ground. Faith that believes even when evidence looks empty. Faith that clings to God's word when every other voice is loud. This is not a test of your strength, it's a test of your trust. God says, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are mine. I have carved your name in the palm of my hand. You cannot be snatched from me. You cannot be abandoned by me. You cannot be left behind by me. The same way I hung the stars and keep them from falling, I will keep you from falling. You are safe. Do not underestimate what is happening now. You are standing at a threshold, and heaven has already opened the door. The enemy cannot stop it. People cannot block it. Even your past mistakes cannot cancel it. What I have decreed, says the Lord, will come to pass. You only need to walk through. Michael's tears are not weakness, they are love. Angels do not cry lightly, but he cried because he felt how heavy your heart has been, how close you came to walking away from it all, how often you doubted that God even remembered you. And he cried because he knows what is waiting for you if you just hold on a little longer. The future is not bleak. It is radiant. It is bursting with blessings. It is filled with answers to prayers you've whispered in the dark. You only need to choose. Will you believe? Will you step into this moment? Will you lift your voice, even quietly, and say, God, I trust you? That is all he needs. That is the decision the 16 seconds are about. It is not about works. It is not about perfection. It is not about proving yourself. It is simply about trust. So now, as you hear this message, let peace wash over you. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence of God surrounding you. Feel Michael's wings wrapping around you like a shield. Feel heaven's love pouring into you. You are not forgotten. You are not unloved. You are not too late. This is your time. Your story is about to shift. Your life is about to be filled with light. Your tears will be turned to laughter. Your loneliness will be turned into divine companionship. Your battles will be turned into testimonies. Your pain will be turned into power. And all of heaven will rejoice because you chose to trust, because you chose to believe, because you chose to step into the promise prepared for you. The seconds are almost gone, but the opportunity remains open if you say yes. God is waiting. Michael is waiting. The angels are waiting. And heaven's gifts are waiting to be poured out over you. Say yes now. Trust now. Believe now. And watch your life transform before your eyes. God says, listen carefully now, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary message. Archangel Michael has seen your future, and his tears have touched the throne of heaven. For days he has carried this burden, for days he has pleaded to release these words to you, and though I, the Lord, held him back for a time, now the urgency is too strong. He has finally found the courage to tell you everything, and you must know that this moment is not by chance. 16 seconds may sound like a short span of time, but in heaven's language, 16 seconds is the difference between destiny unlocked and destiny delayed. Do not let fear seize you now. Do not let doubt whisper in your mind. You are safe. You are covered. You are chosen. Nothing will go wrong, for I, your God, am with you. All I ask is that you open your heart, trust me, and pray, because what you are about to receive is a revelation meant only for you. Michael's tears are not the tears of weakness, but the tears of love. He has guarded you from the shadows, fought battles for you that you never even saw, shielded you when darkness tried to suffocate you. And now, because of what he has seen, he weeps. He does not weep because you are lost. He weeps because the greatness of your calling is so powerful, and yet the weight of it nearly crushed you. He saw the roads you walked, the betrayals you endured, the lies spoken over your name, the loneliness that sat with you at night. He saw the prayers you whispered in secret, when no one else knew what you carried. And he has seen what lies ahead, both the danger and the glory. He could not stay silent any longer, even when I, your God, told him to hold back, for the timing had not yet come. But now the time is here. You have exactly 16 seconds to choose